Hello student, take out your geography book of class 8 and chapter 1. The name of chapter is resources and it is the third part. Okay. On the basis of nature. On the basis of nature we may say the resources has been divided on the basis of nature. First is biotic resources. Biotic resources are those resources that are derived from the living things. Or we may say the resources which are derived to living things is known as biotic resources. Okay, such as wood, crops, meat, leathers, and medicines from plant and animals. Like there is some example: wood is a biotic resources. Crop is also a biotic resources. Meat is also a biotic resources. Leather is also a biotic resources, and the medicines from the plant. We all are got information that medicines is come from the plant and animals. Okay, now the next point is abiotic resources. Abiotic resources means non-living things. Abiotic resources on the other hand are those resources that are derived from the non-living things. Okay, means abiotic resources are those resources which may say it is derived from the non-living things, or it will known as non-living things, such as the soils, metals, minerals, and stones. These are natural non-living things which has been got by the nature. Okay, these resources can be exhausted by excessive use. Means it means that it can be exhausted if we use in excess form. Okay, their total reserve cannot be increased by human effort. Suppose that if human has make lots of the effort for this, but it can't increase, it will become exhaust, so we reserve it, so we conserve it. Okay, thus they are non-renewable. Non-renewable means it are not it cannot be a renewable form. It is in non-renewable form. Means ये एक बार खत्म हो जाएगा तो ये फिर वापस मिलने वाला नहीं है. Okay, their usefulness depend upon their value and accessibility. It means that their usefulness, the useness of which abiotic resources is totally depend upon their value and the accessibility. These resources are in great demand for the development of industries. Okay, suppose that if any people want to develop industry, then these resources has got a highly demandable. Second point is on the basis of development. On the basis of development, resources can be divided into two parts. First is potential part. Potential resources are those resources of which we have insufficient knowledge, or we do not have the technology to exploit them at a present. It means that it is such type of resources which have insufficient in knowledge. Insufficient means we may know it that it is not in properly sufficient way, or we do not have the technology to exploit them at a present. Okay, these resources are not used as present. It means that this resources means potential resources cannot be used at present right now, but it can be used in future. It is used in the future. Potential resources needs detailed survey for the estimations of their quantity and the quality. It means that potential resources can got the detailed survey by their quantity and the quality. Okay, for example, minerals located at great depth under the thick ice covered in Antarctica. Minerals is located where? In great depth. Great depth means in बहुत ही गहराई में रहता है, under the thick ice covered in Antarctica. Okay, however we may able to utilize these in future when we develop more advanced technology. Suppose that it is used in the future, but how we use in the future? By the giving a more development in the advanced technology. Okay, in most of developing countries, potential resources are not appreciable development. In many of the countries, we may say, in most of the country, we may hear that potential resources are not appreciable. Means potential resources cannot be appreciated to develop. Okay, now the next resources is actual resources. Actual resources are those resources whose locations and the quantity are known and we have the technology to exploit and use them. It means that actual resources are those resources whose location and quantity are known. We have got totally familiar about their location and the quantity. Okay, and we use and exploit them. For example, mineral deposit on the Chota Nagpur plateau. Minerals deposit in Chota Nagpur plateau. For example, wind blowing at a high speed was a potential resources about 200 years ago. We may know it that winds blow at a speed of high speed in the potential forms at a 200 years ago. Okay. Today, a number of windmills have been installed in many parts of the world to harness wind energy. We may see that in the many part of the world, windmills have been established. Why? For the harness of the wind energy. Okay, the windmills such as the Netherlands and the Tamil Nadu now generate electricity. Windmills is established in where? Netherlands and the Tamil Nadu for generation of the electricity. Here, high speed wind is an example, is an actual or developed resources. Here it is example of a high wind, which is a actual or developed resources. Okay. Now, on the basis of stock, it may be divided into two parts. First is renewable resources, second is non-renewable resources. Renewable resources are those resources which are present in ultimate quantity. Ultimate quantity, we may say it is present in is ultimate quantity. We may use it, but it can't exhaust. Okay, or okay, it means that these resources are ultimate quantity. If ultimate quantity, we may say if we use it in ultimate quantity, it can't exhaust. Okay. Now, uh, being generated by the natural process or can be generated by us. Okay, it can be generated by the natural process or generated by us. Okay, they can also be renewed by physical, mechanical and chemical process. Okay, it can be renewed by the how many process? By the physical, mechanical and chemical process. I think so you got understand. Some of these resources are unlimited, some resources are unlimited, like the solar and the wind energy. Solar and wind energy are unlimited resources. Okay, these are called inexhaustible resources. Inexhaustible means it can't be exhausted. Okay, it is in unlimited form. Human activities cannot human activities cannot finish them. The biotic resources are also renewable. Biotic resources are also renewable. They can be renewed under favorable environment condition. Okay, it means that biotic resources are also renewable, but they can renewed only under the favorable environment. Okay. Unfortunately, human beings destroyed and pollute the environment. We all know this thing that human beings create lots of the vehicles which may destroy the nature and pollute the environment. Consequently, many species of the plant and animals are either extinct or on the verge of the existence. Okay, water is the most important renewable resources which is getting polluted due to human activities. Water is a natural resources, and it is a very most important renewable resources, but we people pollute it. So it is our duty that never pollute the water. Okay. Now, next point is non-renewable resources. Non-renewable resources are those that were produced in the past by the natural process that occurs by change and may not occurs again. It means that non-renewable resources are those resources which that are produced in the past. It means that it is produced in the past means in the future. Okay, by the natural process, but that occurs by the change and may not be occurs again. Suppose that if they are become occurs in once and we are exhaust it, then it will not re-again it. Okay, or we say not it is become remake it. Okay, these resources once exhaust cannot be replaced. So The same line is saying here, these resources once exhaust. Okay, it means that अगर ये एक बार एग्जॉस्ट हो जाए तो ये फिर से रिप्लेस नहीं हो सकता. आई थिंक सो आप लोग को समझ में आ गया होगा. मोस्ट ऑफ द नॉन लिविंग थिंग्स विच सेटिस्फाई ह्यूमन वांट्स आर नॉन renewable as the natural process for their formation is very slow. Most of the non-living things means बहुत ऐसे non-living things हैं जो कि human beings को satisfy तो करता है, ठीक है, but which are not renewable as the natural process. लेकिन ये natural process से नहीं होता, ठीक है, and it is formed in the very slow form. The rapid populations growth create pressure on the such resources. It is a very quite informed that if the pollution is increased, if the population is increased, then it is got effect on which? Effect on the resources. Okay, so we control the population. Now next point is on the basis of the distribution. On the basis of distribution, it is divided into two parts. First is ubiquitous resources and second is localized resources. What is a ubiquitous resources? Now come, ubiquitous resources are those resources that are found in everywhere. Okay, it means that it is found in everywhere, like the air, water, land and sunlight. These resources are found everywhere. Suppose that you are in India, it is got there. You are in out of the India, out of the India, it is on there. Okay, now next is localized resources. Localized resources are those found in specific place. Okay, it means that it is found in certain place, in the specific we may certain place. Okay, like the example gold, silver, petroleum, coal and the mineral. Okay, I think so you all are got familiar this type of things. So it is the part 3 and you have to got highly introduced, you have to got lots of the information from here. So I stop it. Thank you.